Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for mid-July. I know what I'm doing, I promise. Mid-July 2023. We're going to see what's going on for you. You have this Earth Magic card and this Feeling the World card showing up here. I think a lot of people are feeling the world right now, feeling what's going on and all the changes and things like that. There you go. You have the Tower. Every single person almost has had the Tower again. So again, we are definitely in a time. You can't make this up. By the way, we are in a time, look at that, a butterfly. It wouldn't be a Virgo reading anymore without a butterfly card showing up in it. But again, I think we are in a time of Tower moments just in general. It is what it is. So, some of you could be experiencing a Tower moment. Doesn't even have to be a bad thing. I personally don't look at the Tower as a bad card anyway. I don't look at tarot as good or bad, period. To me, it is loose guidance at best. And I also think that the Tower has to happen. It's like part of the Fool's journey. You literally have the Fool right here. We will always all experience Tower moments. It's just how life works. And what I would say here is like it's better to embrace it and do something about it than it almost. I thought that was another butterfly, by the way. So I think it's better to kind of embrace it and do something about it instead of just like crying about Tower moments all the time. In your first row, you have the Hangman, the Tower, and the Seven of Wands. The Hangman, number one, this could be something that gets you off your ass as well here, Virgo, because the Hangman, he is trying to gain enlightenment. He's trying to find some answers here. His head is glowing, so he has gained enlightenment, but he's still hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom. It's like he's saying to himself, there's still more for me to learn, but there isn't. And the Tower sometimes I think can come in and get us moving. So, for example, I don't really have any good examples, but, I've heard stories of people where, they have been thinking for a long time about starting a business and they get fired from their job, right? That's like a Tower moment. That's a Tower moment that forces you to do something about your situation. So, I feel for some of you, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm just saying there could be something that kind of helps you make that leap. And we see that right here because you have the Fool. We also see a lot of fear here. You have 3 sevens, multiple sevens in a tarot reading to me. They kind of represent internal fears that don't exist, especially the Seven of Swords. We'll talk about that in a minute, but, I feel that there could be some internal fears here that you need to let go of just so that you can be more successful. You have the Seven of Wands. I think this is all you need, by the way, is the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands, card of conviction. It says when you know that when you truly believe something deep down in your soul that you're going to be successful, then you will be successful. So, I feel for a lot of you, this is kind of encouraging you to take a leap of faith because you have that Fool card showing up there. This leap could be a change with that butterfly card. And, I feel for some of you, it could be that type of change. You could be taking a leap of faith or, taking a risk to transform yourself or to change into something else. I do feel a lot of you, you've been getting this whole butterfly imagery with me since, I don't know, like 3 years ago. It was like, I remember, I always say this, I've been looking for this video for you for like 6 months. There's a video where I was in my old apartment, like 3 apartments ago. And at least, three places ago. And, I remember that you had this butterfly. I was going on and on about the butterfly, and I was moving at the time. So I've been trying to find the video. I went back to the time where I moved, but I still can't find the video for some reason. It's just really funny. With the Hangman, you have the Child. The Child represents new experiences. It's kind of very similar to the Fool card in kind of some ways. It also can represent a little bit of immature energy, but not immature in a bad way, like immature in a good way. Like sometimes I think we have to get started on something. I believe in the curse of knowledge, I've seen this happen so many times, in my other business life, I work with a lot of businesses and I see it all the time, how it's like there will be a business where it's like they don't really know exactly what they're doing if they're starting something new, and they just do it and they do really well. They don't overthink it. And then the other business knows everything and they do. Maybe they have a lot of knowledge, but then they aren't successful because they know too much, right? I sometimes I think, being naive. Sometimes I think not knowing whether something is right or wrong is a good thing. It's like, even like I think about it with YouTube. I've been working on my new channel and I overthink everything with the new channel. It's like the curse of having something, right? And so I feel like this is saying it's good if you feel like you're not ready for something because, sometimes just not knowing better. Like, you could make mistakes that aren't bad mistakes. These could be good mistakes that you make because you don't know any better. So, don't be afraid to take those risks. Again, sometimes knowing too much is a problem. With the Tower, you have the photograph. This deck has some Oracle cards in it. This is not a real Lenormand. This is not a Lenormand card. By the way, I'm using the Lenormand to clarify. This says the past memories, the past returning. I would be careful with the Tower of the past returning. Every single person, I'm telling you, has had this. Again, we have Venus going retrograde at the end of the month, which can bring past people back. But, I would encourage you to move towards something new or towards a new person, just in general. With the Seven of Wands, you have this Lilith card. I'm pretty sure all the water signs have this card as well. So this is a card of someone who's kind of like a mystery, someone who's only trying to seduce you. So I would be careful of that energy. I would make sure that, if you're looking for a person or you're getting with a person or whatever, make sure that there's more to it than just, seduction, right? Next, you have this Quetzalcoatl card here, and you have the butterfly as well. Definitely a change. The Quetzalcoatl card here represents bringing something down to earth, and so I feel a lot of you could be manifesting a change, like here on earth in yourself. We have the Nine of Pentacles, which is pre-Empress energy. So for a lot of you, I feel like you're kind of, changing who you are in a lot of ways. I feel like it's been very emotional. So a lot of emotional, I don't know, like shedding layers, let's put it that way. Sometimes if we're going through layers of ourself, we have to shed those layers. It could be an emotional process, right? So definitely something that some of you have been going through. You've been going through this butterfly thing with me for like 3 years at least, if maybe longer. So you've been going through this long transformation process, like a metamorphosis, right? And now I feel like you're finally getting there. You have the Nine of Pentacles, the Fool, in the King of Cups. There's some sort of risk that you have to take, this way, literally going this way to the Eight of Pentacles, which is work, going this way, Knight of Pentacles, the need to put in the work. So if you're thinking about putting work into something new, I feel it is something that will work really, really well for you because see this dog back here? This dog represents companionship. It represents loyalty as well. And so this could be love, right? But I kind of feel this reading is a little bit bigger picture than just love. I feel this could be a career that is loyal to you, or a business that is loyal to you. But I feel that you are building something that is loyal in the sense that it sticks around, it stays in your life. It doesn't, you're building something more permanent in your life. And this is why, right here. And sorry, I'm choking. My allergies are super bad if you can't tell, but today, and I've taken medicine, but still, what I would say here is I'm choking. But anyway, Nine of Pentacles, pre-Empress energy. I feel like you're building a lot of stuff up. I feel like you're creating a lot of success in your life. And, I also feel you are more focused on like values and, creating something nice in your life. She really, there is a certain element of the Nine of Pentacles where she is very focused on quality. So I feel a lot of you are kind of just wanting to bring more quality experiences into your life. You do have the King of Cups, could be love. There could be a water sign or an Aries coming in for some of you. Take it how it resonates. Could be a Scorpio as well. But, this is also a card of your emotions. He's sitting in the deep ocean. He's got those choppy waters around him, but he doesn't really care about the choppy waters. He is focused on controlling his emotions. So I do feel for a lot of you that you have, I don't want to say you've been controlling your emotions. I feel you've been exploring your emotions. He has very deep emotions that he is controlling. And so I feel like you have explored your emotions. You've gone through this process. Where is it going? Let's see. Yes, with the Nine of Pentacles, you have the key. The key represents a breakthrough. It's also like a yes card. So if you have a question, this could represent yes. It also represents like fate or kind of like your karmic path. So it could say that you are more on your, you are going more in the direction of your journey in life, or kind of the things that you are supposed to do, in quotation marks. I don't think we're supposed to do anything, by the way. I think we are just meant to follow our bliss. You have the Page of Wands right here. And so I feel for a lot of you, this is about kind of like moving towards your desires, or focusing on your desires or the things that you desire. It's funny to me because I said this to someone else like last week, and someone was like, if we're supposed to follow our bliss, what if, someone's bliss is to murder people? I'm like, okay, well, first off, you're supposed to follow your bliss. if you're worried about what other people are doing, you're living other people's lives. So let's just cut it off right there, right? It's like your bliss is probably not murdering people. Your bliss is probably doing something nice if you're watching Minnow Tarot, right? And so what I would say here is, again, you have to follow your inner voice. The Page of Wands, he really moves towards his enthusiasm. I really believe, and I truly, truly believe that the only way we are going to get out of the mess that we're in this world is if more people start moving towards their passions, start bringing more love into the world. And I'm not talking about like as in loving a person, although it could be that type of love. I'm talking about more doing what you love and focusing on that energy. And, I kind of feel that's what this is saying. It's time for you to focus on, kind of your purpose. And again, don't get me started on the whole purpose thing either. With the Fool card, you have the dice. This is about taking a risk. So I do feel some of you, and by the way, that is not a real Lenormand card. That is an Oracle card in this deck. But going this way, I do feel like some of you could be kind of taking a risk in work or business. And I feel this risk is a transformation, of course, like getting a new job. But I feel it's a little bit deeper than that. Like you could be, doing things that you never thought you would do in business, like, working on things you never thought you would work on. I'm not trying to be mysterious here either. I just think it's something, it's like you're just doing things you never thought you'd do. Maybe you never thought you'd be on YouTube and you're on YouTube, or you're thinking about starting YouTube, stuff like that. Maybe you never thought you would public speak, but you're going to be public speaking in your business, For some of you, I feel it is using your voice in some way. So if you're doing that, it's a good risk. It'll pay off. With the King of Cups, you have the Rider. The Rider is a knight in shining armor, so definitely could be a knight in shining armor coming in for you here. The Rider can also represent a messenger, someone who's coming in and bringing you messages, kind of like knights in the tarot. So I do feel like there could be good news coming in for some of you, but really, this could be a knight in shining armor in love, someone who really sweeps you off your feet, someone new. So I feel like this is someone you're not going to want to miss. Like I feel you are taking quick action, or you will, again, you will see that you want to take quick action on this person. So, there you go. Next, you have this card that says Coming Apart, and you also have this card that says Sad Embrace. Some of you have definitely dealt with a separation, or you're finally splitting away from a person. And, there could be some sadness, but at the same time, I feel you're also ready to move on. The Eight of Pentacles really tells me you're ready to get to work, I feel like you're ready to get to work on not only yourself, but new situations in your life, new, just like all sorts of new stuff, I see a lot of new energy coming in for you. Just in general, I do feel like some of you could be grieving the loss of your old life. Again, if you're going through this deep transformation, again, doesn't really feel like one thing to me. It feels to me like you are going through a reinvention here, the butterfly, like we always talk about here. It feels to me like you're going through this deep reinvention. So again, there could be parts of your old life that you are grieving, but I also feel there's a lot more to enjoy about your new life, whatever you're creating. You have the Eight of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like your hard work is paying off. I would be careful of burying yourself in work. I would also be careful of working harder, is what I'm getting here on the Eight of Pentacles. We are in a time where we should work smarter. That does not mean, by the way, that you won't be working harder. I know it's a contradiction, but it's really not. It's like, I feel that basically the energy right now is saying don't overcomplicate things, but you might discover something in your business that's so easy to do that you want to do it for 10 hours a day. You could be discovering something new that you want to work on, like I said, for 10 hours a day. And so as long as you have the energy, do it, and do what you got to do. Again, I kind of agree and disagree with the whole, like I'm a huge fan of Esther Hicks, for example, right? Her teachings have changed my life, right? A lot of them. And, what I would say is I'm a big fan, but one thing I don't, like I understand what she's saying, so I get it, but, she basically says you shouldn't have to work hard, which I kind of get it, but I also disagree. I feel like there are some things that like I want to do. Like I want to do this. I want to work hard at my readings. That's what I want to do. And I also think that she would agree that if you want to do something, then you should do it. Plain and simple, right? But, there's something here popping into my head. This is why I'm going on this rant here, Virgo, that, it's like I think that you're going to want to do it. And, obviously if you need a break, take a break. Obviously balance out your energy, I think sometimes people like treat tarot readings as black or white because they'll be like, oh, you said I had to work 10 hours a day. I'm like, oh my God. Like, no, I didn't. I said, if you want to, do it. If you don't, right? And so it's like, obviously, yes, you have to balance things out. Obviously, you should take days off and all that other good stuff. So there you go. You have the Seven of Swords here. Seven of Swords can be lying, cheating, stealing, but really, that's not what it means. Seven of Swords is a golden card. As I always say, I think something people don't understand about the tarot is that golden cards are always meant to be positive no matter what. So, yes, it can represent sneaky energy, but really, it's a card of tactics. He's stealing those swords from an army that's in the background. So, instead of going to war, with an army, he is stealing the sword. So, but like in work or business, it can say maybe there are better ways to do things that you're not opening up to. We had a ton of energy in Capricorn, and I always say, Saturn in Capricorn in 2016. We have Pluto is retrograding into Capricorn right now, but it was in Capricorn for a very long period of time. Capricorn really highlights efficiency. We saw a lot of stuff, whether you agree with it or not. Again, I'm not political. I think politics, I think the politicians are just people who can't get real jobs for the most part, right? So that's why they go into politics, so they can just get money from, their rich donors or whatever, right? So, who cares? That's how I feel. I think they should all be in jail. But what I would say here is, and most of them are aliens anyway, but what I would say, rant over, again, is that I totally lost my train of thought going on that rant. But, regardless, I feel like you need to get started on something here. You need to get to work on whatever it is that you're working on. Oh, what I was saying is about efficiency. It's like, again, I do not support any politician. So let's get that through your skull right now. But, regardless of how you feel about it, during the Trump administration, he got rid of a ton of, red tape, a ton of government, whatever you call it, laws and certain regulations and things like that in business. I don't care, right or wrong. I don't care how you feel. I don't care who you support, so don't even bother, number one. But number two, what I'm saying is that is a reflection of the astrology in the world. Whether you think it's right or wrong, I don't care. Like I said, but it did make certain things more efficient. Again, not making a political statement. I'm sure someone's still going to leave a comment, and I'm just going to ban you anyway. But what I would say here is, in your personal life, how can you, what are you doing that is overcomplicated? Are you adding red tape to things that you don't need to? Are you making things more, are you making things more complicated than they need to be? That's what I would say here. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the letter. There's definitely could be communication coming in for you, so I do feel some of you could be getting good news here. With the Seven of Swords, you have the heart. Yes, I feel like some of you are worried about having your heart broken. And, I would just open up here. I would let go of the fears of being heartbroken again with that Seven of Swords. Because, again, I feel like there's a person who really wants to invest in you here going this way. You have the rider here, which is like a knight in shining armor. You could be worried about past failures with the Seven of Swords, or past heartbreaks, but I really feel that your solution is the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles says to pay attention to the evidence. If you invest in the situation, does it grow? If it grows, great, keep moving in that direction. If it doesn't grow, then obviously move on to something else. Yeah, with the Knight of Pentacles, I'm wondering if you have a choice between two people here as well. This is the Fox with that Knight of Pentacles. The Fox is like a tricky, sly, sneaky energy. So again, if you have a person that seems tricky or sneaky, obviously I would avoid that person at all costs. And some of you might have like two people, and I feel that if you look at both situations and you say, oh, this person really invests, the other person doesn't, there's your choice. Next, you have this card that says, for the wind that blows our sails. Yeah, I think your energy is picking up. Things are moving you forward. You also have this card that says, time to feed the hungry heart. Yes, your heart, I feel, is hungry, like a little shark there. And, I feel that there could be, it's time for you to embrace like passions, or to move towards something that you're more passionate about. You have the Seven of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Page of Wands here. The Page of Wands is a card of, again, embracing your passions. Your heart might be hungry for, to do your hobbies. Again, this doesn't even have to be love, I think we are in a time where, again, I've been, begging people for weeks to go do your hobbies, go take part in something, go do something you enjoy, even if it's just for a short period of time. The world needs more of that energy. When we create that energy, we create more of that energy, which is a good thing. So, again, I would do something that you're passionate about. I also do feel there could be a person who's going to be very passionate about you. I get the feeling that you don't know how this person feels. If you're you might be interested in a person, but you're not sure if they're interested in you. Maybe you've never talked to this person before, or maybe you're about to, or, whatever the case may be. It could be like a friend or something like that. I feel like they would be interested in you. That's very specific. That might only be for some of you, where you're interested in a person, you're not sure, are they interested in me or not? You have the Seven of Pentacles here. Seven of Pentacles is a change in direction. So I feel like there's some sort of change in direction coming in for you. And it's going to be a positive change, that obviously, because you have that butterfly card, which you've been going through for at least 3 years, at least. Let's see. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Devil. This card is, again, an oracle card in this deck. It is a card, it says shadow self, addiction, obsession, limits, but again, it's coming up in the good stuff. So I feel you could be overcoming some obsessive behaviors, which is good. Seven of Pentacles is analysis paralysis, which analysis paralysis can be obsession. You can become obsessed with making something perfect when nothing is ever perfect. You want to start a business. You could be obsessed with learning more so that you don't make a mistake, but you will always make mistakes in business. So, I feel like you could be overcoming overthinking. With the Emperor here, you have the Star. Yes, this is a dream come true right here. So if there's a person coming in for you, I feel it could be a wish or, something that really makes you happy. With the Page of Wands, yes, I would be careful of this person. You have the Snake card here. So, if you have two people, there's clearly one person that's very sneaky snake and another person that is not. So, again, trust the evidence here with this energy. I would also be careful of temptation with the Devil and the Snake card here. Not telling you what to do. Again, someone is always like, how dare you tell me that I can't drink a gallon of tequila every Friday night? I'm like, you do whatever you want, right? I don't care. But, what I would say here is I would be careful of drinking a gallon of tequila every night. Devil, Snake, obviously I would avoid toxic, behaviors and things like that. But let's see. We're pulling 5 main themes. I'm using the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. You have this Exaltation card. This is a great card. Kind of just says the energy's on your side. So that's what I feel. I feel you are being exalted. I feel like things are kind of being lifted up for you, or you're being lifted up. Yeah, you have this Optimism card. I'm telling you, I would focus on the Page of Wands. Page of Wands, optimism, enthusiasm, excitement. If there are things in your life that make you feel those feelings, go do those things. It's just that simple. Next, you have this Convention card here. I would stop thinking that things have to work out in a certain direction or a certain way. It could be keeping you stuck. Convention represents the way things have always been done. And this card kind of says if you are thinking like, oh, certain things have to work a certain way, I think that could be keeping you stuck here. Next, you have this Affair card. Really good card, actually. This is not like affair, like cheating. This is as in just love entering into your life. So, I definitely feel there could be a very solid love connection coming in for you. And finally, you have this last card. Funny enough, everyone has had this card. This is Saturn and Pisces. We have Saturn and Pisces right now. There are certain things that we can lose during Saturn and Pisces, like, especially with Neptune and Pisces as well. We could feel like we're losing part of a dream or, part of something we were hoping to create in our life. But really, it's a good thing. Really, we're probably going to create something better. So wouldn't worry about it. But this looks really good here, Virgo. Love it. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your month.